Hi, and welcome to another video of the Target Individual program, the Target Individual Experience. So, since I have been exposing what they've been doing, they have been uh, quiet so far. Okay, still get the remote neural monitoring, but they are doing sirens very quick, like probably 2 seconds. Okay, and it's not really loud, it's very low frequency. On top of that, yesterday, um, it was around, actually today, last night, around, as you can see here on the screen, these are all voicemails that was left for me. Okay. And if you look at the time, it's all, it's 1:35 a.m., 1:42 a.m., and 1:56 a.m., right? So then this morning, I get a call from Pam telling me that they had took my daughter out of her class, right, and put her in a blended class. Okay. Now, when I signed up the kids for school this semester, both of them, I signed them up for 100% online learning. Okay. And she was doing so well in her class. And they noticed because they monitored all my kids' device, all my device. And because she's doing well in her class, okay, they literally took her out of her class and put her in another class, in a blended class. Okay? I mean, this is what I have to deal with. And let me just, let's see if I can show it to you guys here. Because, it is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Okay? Oh, these bastards. Now that I went back into the Google Classroom, they change it to remote, right? But it's still a different teacher. It's not the same teacher. Okay. So again, this is how they, playing tricks on you and stuff like that. And for example, I actually got Ethan's laptop. It came. Apparently, when they had the delivery person said they left it in a secure location. Okay, and then when I went back the next day, they took out the secure location and just left it as delivered, and also changed the time. To try to make me look crazy, right? So they left it with the super of Pam's building, and I've been calling him for 2 days. He has not picked up his phone. It's like he turned his phone off. Okay, so I had to call back Amazon, let them know what happened, and I said to them, the next time a driver leave a package in a so-called secure location, he needs to give more information than just a secure location. He needs to say, I left it with apartment such and such. I left it with the super of the building. You know, more than just some generalization of I left it in a secure place. So, and the funny thing is too that I've been ringing in the super bell also for 2 days because I've been going over there after she picked up the kids, or she come pick me up, and because just to see if the laptop came so I can set it up, right? And nothing. So I finally had to call back Amazon, had to have them cancel their quote unquote investigation, right? And so it's funny. So then this morning, like I said, she called me and she was like, well, they put her in a blended class. They took out of the class that she was in with a different class. Why would they do that? My daughters, and who give them the authority? No one contact us and say, hey, we're changing your child's class, But again, this is another way of targeting me and doing it to my children. Okay. And so this is, what was going on. So back to the voicemail. So if you look, you'll see again, you look at the time they were calling me in the morning when I'm trying to sleep. Okay. And this is what they used to do before too, and leave me messages about, calling me the N word and talking about they're going to kill my kids and all this stuff. Right. So let me play the message for you. I'm just going to play some of it. So the first message they was somebody that was coughing. Let me see if I can.
Inmate.
You see in the beginning how it sounded. She said
That inmate
right? She said inmate, you know. So again, this is the type of thing that they do, right? And she's coughing, coughing all throughout the whole thing. She's coughing.
Too much sex.
Too much. She has too much sex, right? I'm telling you, these people have nothing better to do. They're a bunch of psychopaths. They're a bunch of idiots, right? They have nothing better to do, and this is what they do. Not just to me, but to other TIs too. But a lot of TIs, some of them are too afraid to talk about what's happening to them. Okay, but not me. All right. So let's get to the next message, right? Okay. And now let's get to the next message. Police sirens. So when you expose them, right, they'll find other ways. They have numerous ways to try to target you with noise campaign and, using the police. In this case, though, there's not a police car that's driving by as I'm walking, or in the house I'm hearing police sirens, stuff like that. So what they'll do this: leave me voice messages like this, okay? And it just show you how that as a TI, and I'm speaking to other TIs at this point, you're always going to be targeted in some form or another. Okay? No matter if you expose them or not, they will always find some way. Then also today, I spoke to Pam about a couple of times today, concerning my daughter, her classroom being changed and all this stuff, right? And every time she gets off, every time she says bye to me now she's whispering. So sometimes she'll go from harsh byes, like in a very threatening way, to not saying any goodbyes at all. So you just be very, very quiet and not say anything at all. Okay? And to whispering bye. So this is what she's been doing all day since I've been speaking to her. And also today when she had called me, because I was doing something, I saw that she was calling me. As she was calling me, sirens were going off. Okay? So this time, it wasn't like it's as I hang up the phone with her, the siren goes off like they would normally do. Now they're doing it when she calls me. Okay? So it just to show you how different ways they will manipulate, they will alter, they will adjust to targeting you in some form or another. Right? And they are never going to stop doing this. All right? Never. I've known TIs in their 70s who've been targeted, told me they've been targeted since the 1980s. Okay? And it continues. All right? And maybe, the fact that they're trying so desperately to target me in such a way, or to suppress me, to, it's like the saying goes, you have your boot on my neck and you're not taking it off, or if you do take it off, it's because, your foot is tied, so you need to change it to the other foot. This is what's happening here. Okay. Particularly in my targeting and other targets, targeting of targeted individuals. All right. And so when we tell people this, and again, I have to show this, because if I just tell people this, they don't believe me either, because one, they're ignorant to the fact. Two, they know but don't want to hear it. Three, they don't want to hear it, period, because they have some idea, and that built-in deception of self that is created into their psyche is preventing them from wanting to listen to targeted individuals. Okay. And what is it? 3, 4, they're afraid that it may, or what is called cognitive dissonance, so their bubble or their so-called reality clashes with the real world, and their mind can't handle it. Or if they listen and be sympathetic and want to help, they're afraid that they themselves might become targeted also. Okay. But again, this is just another example that I wanted to show you guys of how we're being targeted, of what it is that they're doing. I talk about them using my nieces, to target me. Since I exposed that, they have been, you know, very quiet, still targeting, but very subtle, not the aggressive nature that they would normally do. And, so now they have moved into this form of harassment and targeting, right? So it just goes to show you, as a TI, this is what we go through on a daily basis. There's never a moment of rest. There may be a moment in where the targeting becomes very subtle because they're trying to hide, all right, or they're trying to what I call mask, right? So, you know, and it's always hard, right? Because as a TI, have kids trying to go back to school. They target me in my math class a lot, and they made sure that I sign a document stating that I can't discuss what goes on into that class. And it's a math class, right? So again, they'll find ways to hide and prevent you from speaking about what it is that they're doing, right? And I had to sign it because if I didn't sign it, then I probably would have gotten dropped from the class or something like that. I don't know, but it is what it is. At the end of the semester, I'm going to write a letter to the president of the university and explain to him, what's going on. I've talked to him in person before about other situations, okay, and I'm gonna have to do it again, right? Because this is not gonna stop, and and they know there are times when I'm focus on studying, and they will constantly make noise. Neighbors upstairs dropping stuff on the floor, to where it just breaks my communication, my concentration, and then it's like I can't even concentrate. You know, so I'm doing the best that I can, under the circumstance, and that's all I can do. Okay, and I know that also they're doing this because again, if I get bad grades, then I can't get financial aid. So they're constantly doing these things, right? For example, also I apply for financial aid. I get TAP. They still haven't, the financial aid hasn't even said, hey, because I know I got it because I can go into my account and look, but they have not even given me a TAP refund so I can, buy whatever books I need and stuff. So, again, but they're always trying to find ways to steal whatever money that you may get or what have you, or to prevent you from getting any type of money, right? And so this is what they're doing. I remember my first semester, um, you know, I had to constantly go into the financial aid office because I was being told that I got financial aid, I got TAP, and it was like, well, your TAP didn't come in. Well, why my TAP didn't come in? And they gave me all these excuses. Oh, the person that did this before didn't do this right, or the person did this and this and that. So I had to go to this one individual who I guess she remembers me and stuff like that. But again, they always use them to target me, to act as if they're helping me. So first they'll not help me, then they'll find somebody to help me, but that person will target me, to try to make me feel like, I owe something to them because they helped me, you know? So this is what they do, right? This is what they do. And I'm just so tired, man. I haven't even contacted the financial aid office. I was just like, whatever. Because, sometimes I just don't want to go through the hassle. Sometimes I just don't want to go through the hassle. I mean, my math class, sometimes I go in there now and it's like I have no motivation because when I'm there, they're targeting me, you know? And I'm so behind in that class that I'm not going to pass that class, to be honest with you, you know? And it's not that I don't care. It's just like, I mean, I don't have this defeatist mentality, but I do know what I'm up against, and I do know that I cannot be stressed out, because this is again a byproduct of what it is that they're doing to you. That when they stress you out, stress leads to health complication, the development of certain illnesses that you never had before. You know, my brother, who's a target, he developed heart disease. He doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, he works out, all that stuff, eat healthy, right? Develop heart disease. Okay? And it's part of the targeting. Okay, and also not just part of the target. Yeah, it's part of the targeting, but the fact that they would poison him. He would go into restaurants, eat, get sick, throw up diarrhea. They did the same thing to me. That's why I stopped going to IHOP. Okay, I went to IHOP 4 times in a row, and every time after those 4 times, I got food poisoning. The last time it was so bad, I literally thought I was going to die, and I never went back to IHOP again. And since I've never went back to IHOP again, I have never had food poisoning. And this has been the last time I've been to IHOP was probably maybe 5 years ago. Okay, 5 years ago, right? And the thing is that my kids that I took with me to IHOP didn't get sick. I was the only one. Those 4 times they never got sick. I was the only one that got sick. And I never let them eat off of my plate, because I said if I get food poisoning, then they're not going to get it, and then that's going to also prove to me that it's deliberate, right? And so that's how when that happened to me, I stopped eating at IHOP. I'm sorry, I'm getting really, really emotional here, because the fact that these people would do this to you, and they come and they smile at you when they're serving you food. Meanwhile they're poisoning you and they're drugging you, and they put on this smile on their face, right? There's some evil motherfuckers. No matter what those in the authorities telling them, or whatever it is that they feel like they're doing, whether they're doing God's work or whoever work, there are some evil motherfuckers. Plain and simple.